the winds guide you.
Hey everybody, Classic Wins back again with another video. The Classic WoW beta has been going on for over a month now, and it has been an amazing resource to test features, find bugs, and remind ourselves of what vanilla WoW truly felt like. But there are several issues which the beta will not be able to test, so let's look at 4 potential future issues and what I think Blizzard and the community should do about these problems. The first thing I wanted to look at, gold selling and RMT. RMT means real money trading, and
how's that a problem? You just ban them. Like, what do you mean? Like, that's so easy. That's the easiest thing that there is.
That means someone selling in-game items, levels, raid clears, etc. for actual money. Gold selling has been an issue as long as WoW has existed, but eventually Blizzard came up with a solution that they will just sell the gold themselves and cut out the middleman by selling WoW tokens. Like a lot of other...
They're not selling the gold. They're allowing players to sell the gold to each other. That's a small... The WoW token, for some reason, people don't understand it. Blizzard is not selling gold. Blizzard is allowing players to sell gold to each other for BattleNet balance. That's it. They're still profiting off of it? Yeah, but it's different than them selling the gold, because selling the gold implies they create the gold. Blizzard does not create any gold with WoW tokens.
Features in today's World of Warcraft, this is a terrible solution that was just accepted to be part of the game. But as we know, Classic WoW will not have any WoW tokens, and Blizzard will not...
Wait a minute, I thought I watched a video said that it could have WoW tokens, and to be really upset about that.
Allow gold selling, which is why this issue is really just returning from the grave. Some people might not even know why gold selling is bad, so I'll explain that. For one, it really hurts the integrity of the game. Most of us want the game to be whoever puts in the effort gets the rewards, which is kind of a staple of Classic WoW's game design when you think about it. And that means that gold needs to be hard to come by, and it needs to feel good when you earn it.
Time is money, friend.
Secondly, this gold is dirty money. Have you ever seen any phishing attempts from gold sellers? Attempts where people are sending you fake links to a website like blizzardhacks.net or something stupid. These websites are really just stealing accounts.
We have in-depth investigation into your account. Please process your password to us immediately or risk account delete. I got a lot of those back in the day. They were great.
And selling all of someone's hard-earned items for a quick bunch of gold to sell. If you purchase gold, you support the exploitation of players. That's why the community needs to help Blizzard. So maybe we should do what the people in Path of Exile do. Whenever I see anybody post that someone is selling in-game currency for real-life money, everybody just spams the chat and gets that message out of there as fast as possible. We also need to report players who buy gold, and remember, even if they're in your guild, they are a liability. Do you really want to give gear to a raider who buys gold and risk the potential ban to that player in a few months and all the gear you gave them being gone?
That's very true.
So how do I know for sure that this will happen? Because I've already had requests from gold selling websites asking me to advertise for them in my videos for money. Not gonna happen.
They did this shit to me too. They would actually email me and be like, listen, can you put our ads in your video? We'll give you money. Like straight up gold selling websites that were doing that. Now, I obviously didn't do it, but it was really funny. I was actually going to expose all the emails and everything after getting like personal contacts with them, expose their name and everything, but I decided not to.
Let's do our best to keep Classic WoW a clean game. And on that note, I wanted to just put out a warning to people, especially streamers. You really need to be careful if you accept free gold from someone, because if somebody sends you dirty gold that was bought illegally, it's going to look very suspicious if Blizzard looks into it. Especially when you received a large sum of gold from like a level 1 character named Gold Boy or something stupid. And I know streamers often accept free items and gold as a streamer benefit, but if you don't have a big following to complain on social media about a false ban, then I would be extremely careful of a griefer sending you dirty gold in an attempt to get you into hot water.
That's not gonna happen. Like, I mean, let's be realistic, guys. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it will.
No, it's not. You think somebody's going to... All right, imagine this. Somebody buys gold, risks their own account just so they can send that gold that they spent their real money on to your character in the hopes that maybe Blizzard will ban you because it'll trigger some sort of thing and they'll notice the transaction occurring. Do you really think that's going to happen?
I mean, I don't know. Do you think people will just randomly donate or subscribe to a channel on Twitch just so the streamer says their Twitch name for 3 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they're different.
No, the point is people are stupid with their money and they will do anything for attention.
Usually people spending their money maliciously is unlikely. It's much less likely, at least. But you know, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I feel like that's not really a very strong point. But obviously, everybody hates gold sellers. Let's just get that out of the way too.
And the last point on real money trading is that I'm worried about people trading retail WoW tokens for classic WoW gold. Will Blizzard allow you to trade in-game classic gold for in-game BFA gold and not have any potential danger to your account? It's basically gold selling if they don't. I'm 100% sure I could find someone willing to buy a month of in-game time in exchange for 100 gold from classic WoW and do the entire trade while in-game. I'd like to hear Blizzard's official stance on this particular topic. So what should Blizzard do about real money
trading? That's a
trading?
really good point.
I think Blizzard needs to be swift with the bans for any and all real money transaction. They also need to shut down bots and farmers as soon.
Wait a second, they said no? Wait, so, okay, but yeah, that could actually fucking happen, right? Because you could have somebody who has retail WoW gold and wants to trade for classic WoW gold or vice versa. And is that trade allowed? Is Blizzard going to stop people from doing that? Because it's literally the same game. It happens all the time in RuneScape. Yeah, but it's different in RuneScape because obviously like RuneScape and people trading RuneScape gold for WoW gold, that's like two completely separate games. It's actually retarded? No, it's not. That's retarded. Why would they? Well, because they want gold in Classic. And let's say somebody wants a new mount in BFA or they're quitting Classic and they're trying to trade in all their items in gold. Oh, OSRS and RuneScape 3. People are saying, okay. And what happens? How could they possibly stop it? I don't know. I mean, the same way they stopped gold selling. Well, I don't know. What do you think about that, McConnell? Do you think they should allow that?
What are we talking about?
So if people trade classic WoW gold for BFA gold.
Well, here's the bigger problem, dude. What if they what if they sell or buy WoW tokens for gold on classic? And they trade it that way.
You mean like, well, they're not going to...
Is Blizzard going to care then?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, basically. So let's say somebody buys a WoW token in current WoW, right? They buy... How much is a WoW token right now? Let me see.
It's $20.
No, I mean, how much does it sell for? 134,000 gold. That's actually a lot. I should buy some. Anyway, so let's say you buy one of those. And then you say in trading 100,000 gold for 150 or 200 gold in classic WoW, and someone's like, okay, I want to buy that and make that trade. So you trade with them, they go on their character, they trade with you. Let's assume that, you know, the trade just goes fine and everything's okay. Like, should Blizzard do something about that?
Yeah, absolutely. If Blizzard doesn't do everything that they can to ensure the integrity of classic WoW, just a whole bunch of bullshit is going to happen, and it's going to fuck everything up. So they better be on the balls.
I feel like they should probably do that too. That they should stop that from happening. It seems like it's going to be very harmful to the game, and it doesn't really add anything positive. Like, what is the positive to having somebody be able to do that? I mean, I really just can't think of it. Yeah, I mean, what even is it? Does anybody have a positive? Not the balls? What if little Timmy doesn't want to use mom's credit card for WoW but wants to grind instead? Well, little Timmy can grind instead, but other people, little Bobby, who, you know, has rich parents, he can just buy WoW tokens and trade it for classic WoW gold. And that would allow people to basically just like buy their epic flying or epic riding for fucking like $100 or something like that, I would assume. Somewhere around there. Shit, man. How can you stop player trading? You just have the, I mean, if people get reported for it or whatever, or make it against TOS, and if people get, you know, if they're advertising for it or anything like that, you just ban them. But people are still going to make the trades outside of the game. Maybe they could have something to where they could track different Battle.net accounts, and if one Battle.net account exchanges gold with with another on like one version of the game, it would be able to automatically detect if the transaction occurred in the opposite direction on the other version of the game, since they're both the same Battle.net account. I don't know if Blizzard could do that or not, but it seems like that'd be a good idea. You really can't. People figure out ways to get around it. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I think that Bad idea. They use mute accounts. I mean, maybe. Don't micromanage, let them have cake. I don't know. I mean, that could be really bad for the game if they did that.
No, it's... Dude, chat's right. You gotta let people buy and sell gold, okay?
That's what made
Haven't
Classic
you ever heard
great.
of the Yeah, I mean, it's the marketplace of ideas and shit like that, you know what I mean?
It's very true. And so, yeah, I mean, if you don't allow people to buy and sell gold in Classic WoW, you are basically a communist. This is assuming a bunch of liquid gold floating around in Classic. Does it not? Well, there is liquid gold. I mean, how do you think people have money to buy anything? Well, anyway, let's keep going to the video. We'll talk about that later.
As possible because of the serious damage it can
Yep.
have on the game's integrity. Just
Right.
as they did back in real vanilla. I just worry Blizzard may slack on this, but I hope I'm wrong about that. Blizzard also needs to make it clear that trading between classic and retail WoW items or gold should not be allowed. Streamers. Streamers not using the beta to its full potential. Soda poppin', streamer privileged Paradise server.
Oh,
Ban
shit.
Asmongold from Classic.
True.
So streamers have been a pretty hot topic in this beta, but I
Yep.
wanted to bring it up that the beta hasn't really been an accurate demonstration of what a streamer's effect on a server could be. The
Okay.
beta has been totally fine, and as much as people like to think, streamers didn't ruin the beta. We haven't seen the full potential of a streamer server yet. Will it be different? Yes. Very different. But there's something I wanted to mention now that I didn't mention in my 10 reasons to avoid streamers video.
Okay.
If you want an experience different from vanilla WoW, then playing on their server might be a decent option for you, because there have already been several events hosted by streamers which have been very fun to participate in and watch. You won't be getting
Absolutely.
the full vanilla experience that I think most people want, but for some, this could still be fun. That being said, I still don't want any part of it. The only reason the beta has been fine is that's because the population has been so small that no one can really rally a mass group of people to do anything. It's been very interesting to
Yeah,
see
like
the
Kill
response
Weevil.
from the community to streamers, though, that we've seen posts such as this one, where a group of guilds plans to totally blacklist streamers which play on their server and even grief them to the point where they can't play. These players discuss publishing an add-on which will block trades, groups, auctions, and chat, while also broadcasting your location to members of the opposite faction. Talk about extreme. To me, this is
It just seems like that seems so stupid. Blizzard's obviously going to disable an add-on that's allowing you to broadcast locations of the opposite faction. Doesn't matter if it's streamer or not. I don't think that you should be able to do that. It's cross-faction cooperation, and it shouldn't be built into an add-on. I don't like that idea. It's the same reason why you're not able to make the same character on a PvP and a PvE server. That being said, I feel like the amount of people that actually are going to go out of their way to annoy streamers and stuff, people vastly overestimate that. It's not going to be that big of a thing. The whole video scoop page? No, it's not really that. Let's see here. Stream Sniper add-on? Yeah, it's not really going to happen. I mean, like, yeah, you're going to have some people that are going to do it, but, like, the amount of investment that you need to make in Classic WoW to do something like that, it's just not going to happen. It has to be... Yeah, it's against TOS. Yeah, it's already an add-on. Sure, that's why Soda stopped streaming. Well, Soda's streaming, like, you know where they're going to be. All you have to do is watch their stream. It's not really that complicated, is it? Okay, let's see over here. I'll read the rest of this. Streamers don't ruin servers. Dragon invading Stormwind. Well, no, here's the thing, right, is that you have, like, these, like... I don't think streamers ruin servers. I feel like a lot of the people that are, that think that are just fucking idiots. Okay, just anyway, create a chat channel, report sightings for streamers. Well, yeah, no, you can absolutely do that, but, like, it's not cross-faction. Like, that's the only difference.
borderline a TOS violation to block someone to this extent, and I mean, just let me read some of their plans of action here. After 9 days, we will begin the plan of attack. They will be corpse camped. They will be chain CC'd. They will have their bags and mailboxes filled with heavy leather balls and peeling onions. They will not be able to tag a single mob in any zone they're in. This will be a coordinated effort of at least 180 level 60 players. No amount of fanboy spurgs will stop us. So yeah, they're a little extreme. This is really starting to get pretty interesting.
Who thinks that any idiot's actually gonna do this? There's nobody stupid enough to do that. Like, they're just anti-fanboys? Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to just write a fucking post, but, like, to go out of your way to do all that stuff, especially whenever it's, like, if you're tagging, like, intentionally trying to tag other people's mobs constantly, that's griefing, and they're gonna suspend people for doing that. So, all these people that are coming up with these great ideas, it's same with the mailbox thing. Like, there are people that thought they'd be funny by sending me a bunch of the same thing in the mailbox. I just reported them to Blizzard, and Blizzard got rid of it.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You reported people?
Yeah, anybody that fucks with me, I'll report them. I don't play the game to get fucked with. Like, of course. I want to be treated like a normal person.
No, you don't. Otherwise, you wouldn't stream, asshole.
No, that's not my fault, right? By Blizzard, I want them to treat me just the same as everybody else. Just because I'm streaming doesn't give people a privilege to harass me. You don't get to break the rules in the TOS just because somebody's a streamer. It's not how it works.
I don't know, dude. I think you're asking for it.
Sure, I mean, whatever. But, like, the thing is that I don't think people are going to go out of their way to do stuff like that. I mean, like, maybe they will, like, at the end of beta, or sorry, at the end of Classic, right? After, like, everything's been out and people, like, try to go play on other servers. But at the beginning, that's not really going to happen. And if it ever does, you can just play on a PvE server anyway, and it doesn't even make a difference. Because almost all of the PvE server griefing that somebody can do is all against TOS. So, I mean, what are you even going to say about that? If you get the benefit streamer, you get the negatives as well? Well, not really. Not whenever those negatives. That's like saying that, like, oh, well, being a streamer, that means, like, people can swat you or something like that. It's completely different. I mean, there are some negatives, right? But, like, once those negatives, like, go beyond the scope of what's necessarily allowed in a different type of, in the environment that you're in, like, I don't think that, being a streamer, for example, I don't think that you should expect to have people, like, let's say, show up at your house or try to, like, you know, call in bomb threats to your house. Just because that's completely unreasonable, negative expectation for being a streamer. Like, as I said, I don't want any special privileges from Blizzard, but I also don't want to have any special punishments from Blizzard for being a streamer either. Just treat me the same as you would treat any other person in the situation, and I will be completely happy and completely fine. That's it. Okay, 1 second. I'll go to the rest of these. Imagine thinking 108 people will be level 60 in 60 days. No, of course not. Okay, let's see. Let me read the rest of these. All right, 1 second here. So ignore reports. Yeah, I don't want to do that. What are you hyping over BFA? Wait. Well, I mean, why would I hype BFA? Well, at least there's content to do in BFA. There's nothing to do in Classic. Okay, anyway, let's keep going.
How will anti-streamer servers, streamer servers, and servers who just don't care play out? But what do I think Blizzard should do?
Okay.
Ban all streamers.
True.
Okay, just kidding. Blizzard should not punish people who stream snipe, and Blizzard should not punish streamers. There should be no catering to their specific ideas, such as making a server for streamer events, which I've seen some people asking for, or even banning griefers. These are issues that only the community should be involved with, and if Blizzard...
I don't agree with the not banning griefers. Because the thing is, like, if somebody is griefing you, if I am, let's say, just a normal player in the game, and I go out of my way to grief somebody else, I think Blizzard should take action on that.
Not this again, dude.
No, but it's just such common sense.
I need to call Stay Safe to put you in your place.
The arguments that he gave were so fucking stupid, I couldn't even believe that he was saying them. Imagine having a football stadium, and everybody at the football stadium leaves because you have a streaker in the field. It's the dumbest fucking argument that you can ever imagine. It's against the TOS. And hey, I don't know if this is a coincidence, but we haven't seen Troll God X around afterwards, did we? So maybe Blizzard did actually do something about it. It's a stupid fucking idea. No, griefing is against the TOS. Let's see, it's not against the TOS unless it's been hours. That's not about it. It doesn't have to do with how long it takes. First, define griefing. Well, the person was defining griefing. Like, this person here is defining griefing. Like, obviously, griefing, you know, it has, like, different manifestations. But the idea of griefing, if you are actually griefing somebody in a way that everybody can generally agree on, right? If something is griefing in your mind, right? I'm not going to say whatever it is, but if something is griefing in your mind, I think Blizzard should punish people for that because that's the rules. That's the rules. You're not supposed to grief people in the game. Like, is this? Are we crazy here? Like, what's going on? Am I wrong about this? What if someone camps you for 2 hours just because you made fun of them? Well, that's not griefing. That's something completely different. If griefing has a PvP solution, Blizzard doesn't get involved. Well, I'm not like.
You opened this door.
Why does nobody understand what I'm ever? Why does nobody ever understand what I'm saying? Like I get so frustrated because I try to explain shit, and nobody gets it. Then define it like people said. I literally said, every single person in this chat has some idea of what griefing would be to them. Okay, I'm not saying it's not saying it's corpse camping somebody. I'm not saying that it's mailing somebody 1,000 different leather balls. I'm not saying it's anything specific. Just something that you would consider griefing. I think Blizzard should take action against a person doing something that would be considered griefing based off of Blizzard standards. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, all he was doing is sitting down. He was just sitting down.
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? And the other person's just sending mail. I mean, like, obviously, like, I'm just walking around whenever I'm trespassing in somebody's house. You know, I'm just picking things up whenever I'm stealing. You know, like, come on.
Yeah, but stealing and trespassing are clearly defined legal terms.
Yeah.
I mean, griefing is not. Griefing is very subjective.
Well, obviously it's subjective, and that's why Blizzard makes the decision. And the players decide whether, you know, they think they should report for it or not. And if a lot of people report for it, then Blizzard looks at it and they decide. I mean, it's not hard to... come on, it's common sense. Like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, obviously the players don't decide whether it's griefing or not. The players decide whether they send it to Blizzard for Blizzard to decide if it's griefing or not. I mean, so it doesn't even matter if you report somebody or not, if you're reporting somebody for something that's not even griefing. Am I wrong? So you need to define it before you persecute for it? Well, Blizzard intentionally leaves the definition of griefing to be very vague, so they can have it be something that can encompass anything that could happen that Blizzard might not necessarily have a specific rule for. Oh, thank you. Wow, okay, thank you, man. Shit, I actually need to get rid of more of these pets. True form of griefing would never be punishable. Get your friends to help change characters. Well, yeah, all I'm really trying to say is that I don't know why people are so autistic about this griefing thing. Like, people like are trying to defend this constantly. I don't know. It just drives me crazy. It seems to me like it's very, very obviously there are a number of things that are clear instances of griefing. Clear instances of griefing. And in that case, yeah, I think absolutely Blizzard should get rid of them. Right? I mean, I don't think anybody deserves to be harassed whenever they're playing the game. That's all it is. Heal your poor pets. Yeah, okay. Anyway, was the old school funeral raid griefing? Not really. No, I would say that it's not. Okay. People
what? Wait. That was a community event, and it was a very serious event, and it got taken over and fucked in the ass by enemy players. And you don't think that's griefing?
Well, because it's in a contested zone. It's a PvP zone.
That event literally caused grief in real life. People were grieving. They were crying.
I'm sure they were, but that doesn't make it griefing.
Real emotions.
Yeah, I was really emotional whenever I lost Corrupted Ashbringer, but I'm not going to report the Paladin that won the roll over me. Maybe I should. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Dark Souls to play. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but like, I mean, yeah, I think that absolutely, if somebody's griefing and intentionally trying to harass somebody else, they should absolutely be actioned by Blizzard. Like, yeah, of course. Like, let's say somebody starts spamming you the N-word, right? And then you put them on ignore, and then they make another character to keep spamming you the N-word. I would consider that pretty much griefing and harassment, and Blizzard should ban people for doing that. I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, come on. The funeral wasn't exactly that. Well, no, because it was in a PvP zone, and it was like them players killing other players. I think the bar for something that is a PvP action to be considered griefing is much higher than something that is a same faction thing to be considered griefing. That's the difference. It's okay, isn't it a contested zone? Yeah, exactly. IRL death, losing a roll in WoW. Well, yeah, I mean, either one of them, I don't know that person either. I mean, so I don't think a lot of the other people knew them. So tag stealing Lord Kazakh is harassment. I don't know how Blizzard's going to handle that, honestly. I really don't know how. I don't see how it would be harassment, though, personally. Okay, we'll get back to the video. We can talk about all that afterwards. Why does your opinion matter? Blizzard would be the one to decide or not? Well, it's just a matter of, like, kind of, I don't know. I feel like I have kind of a crusade, and this is, like, kind of a thing with me, right? Is I have a crusade of, like, making sure that people, like, see something that I see. Right? I want people to see the same thing that I see. So whenever I'm hearing people say things like, oh, well, you know, that everything should be okay, nothing's griefing, etc., I like that ridiculous behavior. I almost feel like compelled to like say something about it because it's just stupid. Like Antifa, I don't know. I mean, like that's a pretty big comparison.
Ooh, we get into politics?
Well, look, I mean, like I don't know about that, dude. Okay, let's see.
Blizzard chooses to get involved, I think it would just be bad for the game. Someone choosing to telegraph their every action in the game is that same player choosing to give up any advantages they have, so they cannot complain about it. The only reason Blizzard should interfere is if a streamer is purposely or even accidentally causing server issues, like crashing of servers, which is exactly what they've done in the past.
I wonder who they is.
Population issues are really going to come into three types: overpopulated servers, dead servers, and faction imbalanced servers. Overpopulation could be an extreme problem during the early stages of Classic WoW's life. In Stage 2 of WoW's content release schedule, Blizzard has mentioned that they will be removing the layering technology after they expect the initial population surge to normalize. But what if it doesn't? What if the population stays massive on a server with big groups of influencers on it? Suddenly that server is going to have not enough resources for raids, possibly too many players, causing queue
Wait, yeah, it would have more resources. Oh, well, yeah, after the first phase. Yeah, because you wouldn't have layering. You're right.
Times or even lag. Overpopulation is probably the least of the population issues, though, because dead servers are much more likely and much bigger of an issue. A dead server situation means that you could put tons of progress into your character, and maybe there isn't even enough people on the realm to form 40-man raids. What if the gates of AQ can't even be opened because your server died? You have to remember that opening the gates of AQ is a server-wide requirement, meaning it requires a ton of donations of materials. If your server dies, then how does a guild really progress into that? So what should Blizzard do about populations? They need to act quickly whenever a population issue pops up. Realm population problems tend to snowball. If your realm is a 70-30 split for faction imbalance, then guess what? Even less people are going to join that 30, and the imbalance continues to grow and grow and grow.
This, except for red, is what war mode is. That's what's happened, basically, is that things keep trending in that direction. That's the reason why the Hall of Fame for, what is the raid that nobody does? Crucible of Storms. The Hall of Fame for Horde is finished, and Alliance has like a dozen people. Like, they're not even going to finish Hall of Fame. Like, I'm pretty sure being a famed Slayer of the Harbinger as an Alliance character is going to be the rarest title in the fucking game. Like, really. Like, who else would even have it? Like, 80 slots left. Yeah, it's insane.
Transfers to balance populations and factions need to be happening, and the faction balance needs to be posted on their own official website to show what level of Horde and what level Alliance are on the realms. The same goes for high population and low population servers. High pop needs to allow free server migration to the low ones, and I think that in Classic, the merging of servers would be a terrible choice, so they need to act quickly to fix populations before they even consider server merges. And lastly, multi-boxing. So with multi-boxers, we haven't been able to see that in the beta because there isn't really anybody that I know who has access with more than one account. And it's also something that, for the most part, was banned on private servers, and in actual vanilla didn't really happen often. So it's not something we know the full extent of how it would affect the game. But I think it's something that all of the most hardcore and invested players will abuse. And I don't really mean the people who are playing 5 characters at once. I mean just having 2 accounts active and being able to have 2 characters doing 2 different things. It's the only real pay-to-win that Classic WoW has. Think about how much of an advantage it would be to have a second character online to do things when you have downtime. It's pretty common to have to wait at the entrance to a dungeon or a raid for other people to get there, and it would be very nice to just have your other account open on another screen so that you can gather herbs or mine ore. Or if you had an awesome BOE rare drop in the middle of a dungeon run, well, now you can go into your other account and check the prices live at the auction house and decide if it's worth it to ninja that or not. Or maybe you just forgot to buy your raid consumables that night and you're too embarrassed to hearth out and get them. Well, now you can just bring your other account over as a donkey and deliver them to you. Multi-boxing really...
I feel like that's not very strong. It's not a very strong argument. I mean, like having a New Jack Rogue, thank you much for the 5 gifted community subs. Thank you, dude. like the idea of people mailing consumables from one character to another is like, or like bringing them to your other character. I don't know, man. I feel like, I mean, who cares? I mean, that's not really a big deal. I feel like multi-boxing can be bad in a lot of ways. We can talk about that. But overall, I don't think that those examples are very good ones. There's not even instant mail. There's still an hour. That's not a big deal. Like, I mean, really, having 2 accounts and I generally don't like the idea of making a bunch of rules of like how people can play in like all these little specific ways, right? In general, I think that unless it's actually like really harming other players, then it's not a big deal, right? Being able to bring your consumables over on a second account, I'm sorry, but I don't think that makes a big difference.
Provides way too many advantages, and I just don't think that Blizzard would ever prevent it, because for them, it's just free money. So what should Blizzard do about multi-boxing? Honestly, I'd like to see a ban on it, but it was a part of Vanilla WoW, so that might be an unpopular opinion with people. I just think that it could be incredibly frustrating if someone was to show up with 5 characters and kill you, or when someone in your dungeon group is half AFK because on their other monitor they're picking herbs. It makes me a bit concerned that top guilds may actually require you to pay for multiple accounts to be a member, if it's going to be as big as an advantage as I think it will be. So in this video, I had originally planned it to be 5 things, but Blizzard has already shown signs of my number 1 issue being changed. The number 1 was supposed to be layering, but in a recent beta build, Blizzard has already added a cooldown to the mechanic of layering, so instead of hopping on the bandwagon to complain about layering, I think that we can trust Blizzard enough for it to be okay. Every issue we've complained about in the past seems to be getting fixed. Remember right-click reporting, content release schedule issues, and loot trading? Blizzard saw the community outcry and made great changes. The Classic dev team has done an amazing job, and I know they will continue to make Classic the best game it can be. But what do you guys think Blizzard should do about these potential problems? Or if you have any other issues that I missed, be sure to let me know in the comments.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of them.
No matter how many issues or problems occur, I'll be playing this game. I know millions of others will too. I hope to see everybody in the game this August. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe, because I'll be coming at you with more Classic WoW content soon. This has been Classic Wins. Thanks for watching.
Making changes based on player complaints is not a good thing. Just look at retail. Yeah, but I mean, like, I think there's a difference. I mean, you have to make some changes based off of player complaints. I mean, you can't just not listen to the player base at all. But it's not... The thing is, you have to make decisions in an intelligent way. You don't just always listen to the player base, and you don't never listen to the player base. You listen to what they have to say, you look at how it would affect the game, and you make an intelligent decision.